guys? It's Anime Figure Therapy, and we're going to be checking out something a little bit on the higher end today. This is also by Furyu. If you guys saw my other review about the 1/7 scale Rinshima from Eurocamp 2. But yeah, this one is from one of my favorite animes, I guess. I do like it a lot, but it is one of my favorite aesthetic animes. SSSS.Gridman. Today we have Takarada Rikka from SSSS.Gridman. This one is really cool because this is actually like a sort of they call it Shiromuku version, and it definitely reminded me a lot of like a wedding outfit, and I like that a lot. And if she had the hood, that'd be just great. But yeah, so let's go ahead and take it out. Check this out a little bit. My box got a little crunched up. It's also like huge, so it's a pretty good size. But yeah, so let's check it out. The box itself is nice. It's a cardboard, just standard cardboard box, plastic window. There's some really cool details right here that almost look like snowflakes, but it's like kind of like that Gridman pattern. And then here's a picture, nice high-res picture of the figure. There is some tape coming off here, but yeah. And then this side, here I'll just go freehand a little bit. But on this side, you got a nice, cool pattern that follows over here. A picture of the statue right there, and then the back is the same deal. But yeah, so pretty nice. And let's go ahead and take a look at the actual statue. Or here's the top. Yeah. All right. So let's unbox this thing. One thing that I'm always a sucker for is when the sides of the box have a nice illustration. I believe the one that I have just loved throughout the years is the Good Smile Monogatari series statues, because they have done such a fantastic job with the boxes alone and they all kind of like fit together with their Blu-ray counterparts. So it's definitely really neat to have that aesthetic carry on. So, alright, so let me take the figure out here. So this is the figure, and before I show you guys the figure, I'll show you guys what's inside the box, just so you guys get a good idea. So yeah, inside the box there is this space right there, and yeah, it's a cool little, almost like racing stripe sort of thing inside the box. And then let's go ahead and crack her open. I think the best thing to do is to go sideways. She is a pretty large figure. I believe she's 1/7, so on the bigger side. We'll take out the base first. So just to make things a little easier, I'll just take everything out first, and then we'll start assembly. But yeah. ASMR right there. Alright, yeah. If you guys haven't seen SSSS.Gridman, I'd highly recommend checking it out. It's a really fun anime. If you're a big fan of like tokusatsu and the mecha genre, SSSS.Gridman does a really good job in kind of getting an homage to almost all aspects of mecha, and it's really like big on just paying respect to a lot of like older mecha styles of how they used to do things. So I do like that a lot. And same with Dynazenon. Like Dynazenon, I didn't expect it to be as good as Gridman, and I still don't think the plot was as great, but it did still follow that feeling of like fun that you would have when you watch like Ultraman or some other tokusatsu stuff. But yeah, so let's go ahead and unwrap her. So one thing that I really like about this, I think they have other Shiromuku styled figures. I know they have a Megumin for sure, and they also have the girls from, shoot, I'm forgetting the anime, but it's the one Yukino Yukinoshita and Yui Gahama from Snafu. So they do have versions of that, which is cool as well. So let's go ahead and take off all this protective wrapping, and you'll see in a second why I really dig these patterns. This is actually Gridman right here. So there, you can actually see his shoulder right here, and then this is his arm with the primal acceptor right there, and then I believe his head is somewhere in here. So that's really cool. I really like how they did that. Like, that's such a clever way to like kind of sneak in the styling of the anime. So yeah, and what's even cooler right here is, check this out. So there's a little bit of shading right there. So it's almost, you know, there is some, it's not just like bare plastic. And What does throw me off though is how thick these lines are. Like it really does make me think that, you know, I kind of wish they were a little bit more subdued, because it almost seems like in a realistic fabric sense that they took like yarn and then they sewed that in there and they put another layer of fabric over it to create this thickness. But yeah, it does look cool. Ooh, this red looks beautiful. But yeah, let's go ahead and plop her on her base before we take her elsewhere. So, well, leaving her there for a second. The base is interesting. I have no idea what's up with this Jimmy Neutron logo right here. But it's just a standard base. It's just a plastic base, by the way. It would have been nice to have a metal rod that would feed through here a little bit more solid, especially because of the weight of this figure is a good amount of weight. And there is a texture to it, so here, you guys can go ahead and check that out. So it is nice. I think it's nice. Yeah, and there is just a little SSS logo right there. Definitely interesting. Not too sure what to make of that. She also does come with this fan. So I guess let's go ahead and close up on these things now. This fan with a bird on it. It's a nice little golden fan, which I do like. It's very nice. And then her other accessories include an umbrella. Wow. Now, the last figure that I had an umbrella to deal with was probably one of the most annoying experiences ever, which was the Wahoo Kasmioka Utaha. Because as much as I love that figure, that umbrella just kept coming off, and also the tips of the umbrella would like slide against her black hair, which would just leave marks, and that's kind of annoying. And I'm not too sure why they didn't think ahead with just the fit of this pole holding the umbrella. But on this one, it does feel solid. I think this is a metal stick, if I am not mistaken, or at least there's a metal rod inside and it's coated with something. But the paint that they used on this gold is actually awesome, just because of how it reflects the light. And there is some really nice shading on the top here as well, so that's cool. It doesn't look like anything that's from SSS.Gridman, so it's more of just a stylistic sense, and I do like that a lot. Let's go ahead and plug in. Alright, see, this is a little weird. So check this out. You got a square peg here and a circle peg here. But on this thing, you have two circle pegs. So a little bit of a mystery there. But let's see if we can figure this one out. Am I missing a piece? Oh, because there is... it's because I'm missing a piece. Alright, let's plop her there. Okay. Okay, yeah, it's because I was a dumbass. Don't worry about it. But basically, there is another piece right here, which is for the bottom of her foot, on the one where she's dipping down on, and you just go ahead and slide that in. This is where I really feel like the metal pipes would help, because that, you know, plastic pipes are great and everything, but you know, it's just more of a quality thing just to have like a metal rod that goes through it, and it's a lot more stable. But going back to the figure itself, there's a lot of cool detail here, and I do like that. The kimono itself cuts at a cool angle right there, and she has some really nice details there. Her face is pretty. Like, I do like her expression. It's very like hopeful Rika, and also her eyes do have a nice little gloss finish on them. It's kind of hard to see. The hair is pretty good. I like the styling that they did, because they did do this cool thing where, you know, they wrapped her hair up in a bun. But yeah, so that's pretty, and as well as right here. But the front of the hair looks kind of lackluster in the sense that there's not a lot of detail there, and also the shading on the hair itself doesn't seem too obvious on the camera, but you know, in person it's a little bit too subtle, so it definitely does take a second to realize what's up with that. And then yeah, I'm always kind of on the edge about pearlescent paint, because if you put on too much, it does look a bit tacky and it looks a little bit wonky. But in this case, I think it's a little bit of a stretch for her, but it looks pretty all right, and I don't mind that at all. So yeah, there she is on the base. It does feel pretty solid for now, I will say that. Let's go ahead and put on all these other accessories, which is her fan. So the fan is just placed in her hand like that, and then her umbrella which she does have a holding hand for, slides over her shoulder, and okay, that does feel really solid as a grip, so that doesn't really make me as worried as the Utaha, which she just kind of rests her finger on there. But yeah, so a little bit of a push. You know what? Just to be a little safe, I'm going to take out, let's zoom out here, kind of see what I'm struggling with, but I'm gonna go ahead and take out her shaft. Let me see. Okay, so whoa, it's a really tight fit. Like, I can't even push it in like carefully. It's actually really hard. Okay, that's about as much as it would go. I can't take it out either. Now it's kind of stuck in there, so that would kind of be an off the scenes thing to take it out. But it's supposed to extend a little farther past her hand. Now I don't mind that it's solid, but also I'm a little bit like, damn man, like it's gonna get stuck in there, like for sure. Yeah, so maybe I'll fiddle with that later and see if I could at least try to get it further down her hand. Maybe it's just oh there we go. All right, cool. All right, I got it. Oh, it did mess up the paint a little bit right there, so you can actually see on the edge, just because the fit was actually really tight. And that's not a bad thing. Like I said, over time it'll probably be better. Maybe I'll just have to slide it in and out often, but given that this umbrella is a little weighty, there. Okay, cool. Awesome, and there is the figure. Now, let's go ahead and talk about a little bit of pricing on this figure. This figure ran for about $180 when it first released, and now it's really just bouncing around from like the $200 mark to like the $300 mark. It's very weird right now, and I think just because it just came out in the States, and you know, with that whole like Long Beach Pier thing, like everything's being bounced around, the container ships being stuck out in the ocean, it's it does affect the value over a certain time, because you know, it could be super high one day, then everyone else in the United States gets it, and then it's like, and it'll dip really down. But given that FNX and Furyu also don't really do reissues of their figures, which I kind of noticed, so it is kind of like a one run and done. So far they have a track record of not really reissuing anything, so if you definitely want to pick up a Rikka figure to add to your collection that's definitely unique, I would recommend this. And I would also recommend Good Smiles. Like, I want to see a future Rikka, which comes with a bunch of like parts and stuff, and it's like really crazy. It almost looks like Max Factory's Sayakano, what's her name, Megami Kato, and as well as like their Good Smiles Senju Gahara figure, where there's a lot of parts and it's kind of like floating in midair. That figure is really unique. This one is as well. Like I said, I really enjoy the markings on her kimono right here. It's really beautiful, and it's really cool just to kind of see where Gridman is hiding in here. Okay, wait, I found him. So that's his face, this is his back, these are his arms, and this is his other arm. So that's pretty neat, and I do think that's such a clever idea for them to employ. And the figure itself is really pretty. I do like her facial expression. Her pose is nice as well. I really do think that if they ever came up with an Akane to go with this, that would be nice as well. And maybe even if they go as far as doing Dynazenon characters, like I'm forgetting her name right now, but the girl Yume, yeah, Minami Yume. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely pick it up if you do like Gridman. I think if you have a solid Gridman collection going on, and if you have a bunch of the other Gridman statues, this would go perfect with it. And even if you're not even a fan of Gridman, you just like pretty like kimono, yukata, very like traditional Japanese styled figures, anime figures, this is pretty cool as well. I really do like the effects on the umbrella and the fan. So that's pretty much it for this one, guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.
目覚めの瞬間伝える声、記憶というデータかけてしまっても使命というハート消えはしないから、壊れようとしてる世界を作るため共に行こう、希望という光にまとって振り飛び放った先へと、君の勇気、君の正義、君の愛が重なって私の勇気、私の正義、強い力になる、その願いをその腕に輝かせる、アクセプトアクセスクラッシュ一つになっていく、さあ戦おう一緒に打ち込むべき